all week. Every day I tell them, every day we gather around, we've got to do the pledges. So everybody stand up and we're going to pledge allegiance, okay?
Can I do the Bible?
No, but you can sit right here on the front. You want me to hold it? You got it? No, I don't want to. Okay. All right. Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, now to the Christian flag. Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the Christian flag and to the Savior for whose kingdom it stands, one brotherhood uniting all Christians in service and in love. And now to the Bible. Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the Bible, God's holy word, and I will make it a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path, and I will hide its words in my heart that I might not sin against God. Thank you. All right, so I wanted to tell you a little bit about what we did all week long. We gathered the kids all together here for open assembly, and when we usually started with a song, which I'm going to go over a few songs with you and show you some of our songs we did, and I'd love it if you guys would help me with the motions, so I'm not the only one up here doing them. But we also taught them all week long some really important things. We taught them, all week long we worked on the whole entire chapter of Psalms 23. And it was really neat. We actually had on the last day, on Friday, we had one little girl that was able to memorize the whole entire chapter 23 of Psalms. And then afterwards she struck a deal and said if she could recite the whole thing out loud that she got to put a pie in somebody's face. She got to pick a leader and she picked Jeff. So up here in front of everybody, she pied him in the face, but she did a really good job. We were really proud. And there was a lot of the kids. In fact, did you end up learning the rest of yours? No? Well, he was working on his all week long too, and he had every bit except for that last little bit, I think. And so, but they did really well, and we taught them basically the whole entire chapter, and every single day we'd teach them another verse. A little bit of it was blended just to make it a little bit easier for them to learn, but they learned really well. And we also learned a song, I Shall Dwell in the House of the Lord Forever. I want to go over that one, and that one says a lot of the words. It goes over every verse that we learned with them, so it was really neat. Another thing we did is we learned some take-home points, what we call take-home points. And so I'm going to do it with you guys too, just to have a little fun. But what we did is when I say gather around, everybody, I want you guys to point up and you're going to say, Jesus is my Savior now and forever. And that's what we did all week long. We did one each day. The first day we said, Jesus cares. The second day we said, Jesus provides. The third day we learned Jesus leads. Then the fourth day we learned Jesus forgives. That was a good day. We had a lot of good lessons that day. And then the last day was Jesus is my Savior. So let's try it together. I'd like for you all to do it with me, okay? Gather round. Jesus is my Savior now and forever. Thank you. All right, so let's start with a few of our songs that we learned. The first one that I want to sing is All Together Come and Gather.
Everybody stand up.
Yeah, everybody stand up and try to do some of the motions if you can. Thank you. Actually, you can go ahead and stand. I'm going to sing another one with you. We're having a good time.
This one, is this
We'll do it in just a second. Well, we'll show you another song, and then we'll show you their favorite song. And if you guys will notice, some of these kids here in the front, they know the motions, and they're doing the motions with me. So, are you all going to do the motions too? All right, we'll sing. The next one is all week long, like we learned, just like I was telling you. We were telling them, Jesus provides, Jesus leads, Jesus is our Savior, now and forever. So we were teaching them that even when He forgives us now and forever. So one of our good songs is always and forever, no matter what. So I'd like to sing that one with you too, okay? So everybody stand up and sing with us.
Jesus, who cares for us, Jesus provides for us. In paths of righteousness, He leads the way. Jesus forgives us, gathers and teaches us. He is my Savior, Lord, my Shepherd when I stray. I shall dwell in the house of the Lord. I shall dwell in the house of the Lord. No matter how I've wandered, no matter how long. Jesus paid the price when He died on the cross. Jesus paid the price when He died on the cross. Jesus, who cares for us, Jesus provides for us.
I didn't touch it. Oh no.
What did you do?
Well, I'm sorry about that.
It didn't mess up the vacation Bible school.
Well, I apologize about that. It never messed up the whole time we were in Vacation Bible School, so I thank God for that. Try ejecting it, and then maybe.
Good job, Brooke.
Always and forever.
It's the disc.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that was it.
That was the end of it, but it never did mess up for us the whole time we were in Vacation Bible School, so. What? Yeah, pull it out, if you will. Where's my paper at? Give me that. Can I have that? Okay, so let me tell you while we're trying to see if that disc will work for us for the next song, because the kids love this other song, and I want to share it with you. But I wanted to tell you some of the lessons that we taught the kids. On the first night, we learned about, let's see, the first night is the night that we taught them that the first verse of chapter 23, that was, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want." And then we also taught them a Bible story from John chapter 10, verses 11 through 15. And this one is when we learned, let's see, I'm trying to find my place. Here we go. Well, we started off with telling them about how Jesus cares for us just as a good shepherd cares for his flock. He provides for us, He leads us, and He forgives us. Jesus is our Savior now and forever. We also learned, I'm trying to find where my actual Bible story is. Well, I could just read it to you from the book of John.
I think Andrew will probably be going over for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't find that one. But that one was a special story that I liked, and I probably should just read it to you from the Bible. But one of the verses that I particularly liked from that particular lesson was when it talked about how the sheep actually know the shepherd's voice. And that one was really special because I've even seen some videos. I don't remember. I can't remember if it was on the news or on YouTube or something like that. But I actually saw some videos where an actual shepherd was standing out there with his whole flock of sheep, And he had just some experiments with some teenagers, and he asked them to, try to get the sheep to do what you want them to do. Try to gather them around. Try to get them to go into the fences. And the teenagers would try, and they kept, telling the sheep, come on, come on. They tried everything they would do normally with a dog or a horse or anything else, anything they did, and the sheep wouldn't really listen to them. The sheep just kind of stood there. I think we talked a little bit about how sheep are sometimes dumb, and they just follow around with whatever the next sheep does. They just go do whatever. But now when the shepherd talks to them, the shepherd says, that he wants them to go, they listen. They actually listen. And it was really neat in that video to see when all the teenagers were trying that, they couldn't get anything done, but as soon as the shepherd said, come on, let's go, all the sheep would follow him, and they would do exactly what he said. And then what we were teaching with the kids is, Jesus is our good shepherd, and he teaches us, he provides for us, and he cares for us, he loves us, and he also forgives us. So even if we get into some kind of trouble, even if we do something that we shouldn't, that he forgives us, and he is our shepherd, and we know his voice. That followed up in another lesson that we learned the last day about how when Mary came to the tomb of Jesus, and when she first got there, she saw that his body wasn't there, but his cloths were there. And she was very upset, and she asked, where his body was. And then she heard a man, or she saw a man there. And at first she didn't recognize him. And you guys probably remember this story. But she didn't recognize him. This is from John chapter 20, verse 1 through 18. But then when she heard him say her name, when she heard Jesus say, Mary, it is me, she knew that was Jesus, because she recognized his voice and she knew her shepherd. So that was one of those really important lessons that we learned and took home with the kids. Another lesson we learned was from Mark chapter 6, verse 30 through 34, and then it also had a little bit in John chapter 6 in that one. It was learning about how Jesus fed the 5,000 people, and I'm sure most of you guys remember that story. So that one was a good one. Another story we taught with them was how Jesus tells about a sower. That one came from Matthew chapter 13, verse 1 through 23. And then another good one was from our fourth day, Luke chapter 15, verse 11 through 32, talked about how Jesus tells about a lost son. And that one was actually a sermon that we just had preached on not too long ago, about the prodigal son. When the man had two sons, and he sent the one on his way. He had asked for his money. He sent him on his way. He spent all his money. He went out and did whatever he wanted to do, and then he had nothing. And so then after starving for so long and living with the pigs and the barnyards and stuff, he finally decided he was going to go home, because even the slaves or the servants at his father's house had better than he had. They even had more food than he had. And so he decided he was going to go home. And when he did, his father, like we would assume, and a lot of the kids, when we asked them, they said, they thought their dad would be mad if they did something bad and they ran off and spent off all their money and they came back. We asked them, what do you think the dad did when he got back? And most of them said, oh yeah, Daddy would be mad, But turns out that shepherd, or that man, his father, he welcomed him back. He didn't just welcome him back, but he ran to him. He ran to him, he hugged his neck, he kissed his neck, and he was so happy he was home. And that's what Jesus does for us. He forgives us, and he welcomes us back, no matter how many times. It says right in the Bible, 70 times 7 a day, he'll forgive you. So that's what we try to teach with the kids. And this week was really a blessing. I was glad to be able to open and close for them, and then I also got to kind of go around and visit all the stations. I got to listen to Jeff and Jeff do theirs, and I got to listen to Andrew and Sarah do theirs, and Tommy and Hannah. Everybody did such a great job up in the crafts. I didn't get to see as much, but I know they did a great job, and they all got to bring home some really awesome crafts that also told about what they learned all week. And so it was really a blessing, and we had a great time. It was a lot of hard work, but we really, really enjoyed it. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. Did you kids enjoy it? I was hoping we'd have a whole church full of them singing this morning, but I'm glad the ones that are here are here. So we're going to try another song, and I'm going to try the I Am a Sea, because that is their absolute favorite song, and you all can sing along. What this song is it spells out the words, I am a Christian, I have Christ in my heart, and I will live eternally. So,
Sing this on the bus all the time.
Yeah, and even they learned it so quick, and after they would learn it here in Bible school, they'd be singing it on their way to their different stations. They'd be singing it on the bus, on the way home. So they really enjoyed the song, and every day they've requested it, and even they've already requested it again this morning. So I think you guys will like this one. So let's sing I Am a Sea. And we've got one more song I'd love to share with you guys. If our DVD player is going to cooperate, then I'd love to share it with you. Hold on. The next one is I Shall Dwell in the House of the Lord Forever. And that's the one that taught all the kids, or that helped to teach the kids these Bible verses that we reinforced in every skit each day. And this one tells the whole entire chapter of verse 23 basically in one song. So it's really good. It's got some good motions to it, and hopefully everybody will remember them. And if you guys can do it with us, we'd love it. So everybody stand up and let's sing I Shall Dwell in the House of the Lord Forever. All right, thank you all for being patient and listening to us, but that is what we had the blessing of being able to teach as many kids as would come this whole week, and for our attendance, we did really well. We had 78 2 nights, 73 the next night, and then we had 70 that last night. So we had a lot of kids, and it was really, really a good time. So thank you. And I also want to, I think some of the leaders are going to talk a little bit about what they did in each skit too. So I'm going to hand it over.
Oh, just turn that one off.
Okay.
Give her a hand. She did good.